Broadcasting live from the edge of the unknown. Aliens, cryptids, ancient ruins, and ghosts. It's time to pull back the curtain. From Roswell's crash to the depths of the sea, shadows in the woods keep watching me. Whispers in the halls of a haunted past, and the Mothman's wings beating fast. It's Monday Night Mayhem, secrets collide, truth's been buried but it can't hide. Ancient stones and the stories they tell, from the pyramid's base to the deepest well. Black budget file, unmarked planes, Atlantis dreams in our DNA chains. Eyes to the sky, ears to the ground. We're hunting the truth till it's finally found. It's Monday Night Mayhem. Open your mind. What they won't show is what we'll find. From Roswell skies to the depths below, the mayhem starts now. It's Monday Night Mayhem, secrets collide, truth's been buried but it can't hide. Ancient stones and the stories they tell, from the pyramid's base to the deepest well. Black budget fun.
What is up, everybody? How we doing?
Hello. How's life? Welcome.
First Monday Night Mayhem in a couple months, just because we decided to take a little bit of hiatus on it. In fact,
seems
Brooke
to-
and I both fucking forgot it existed last month because we had so much going on. So we decided.
No, like, listen,
we negated
like, bro,
December one.
the crazy part about Monday Night Mayhem is that we'll do it for
sneaks up on you.
but we'll do it for 3 to 4 months in a row, and then we'll just forget it for 1 month, which is kind of crazy. But we are here. We're here to talk about Atlantis. This one was my pick because it is my birthday month. And so I really wanted to talk about Atlantis because that's always been something that has fascinated me, just the whole story, because I see a lot of people out there who are on both sides of the argument.
No,
Atlantis,
Atlantis. Atlantis is real. We're gonna get into the Rickott structure. We're gonna get into Plato. We're gonna get into all of this shit. All right, that's the whole point of this one tonight. And then next month is the Book of Enoch. So we're doing
fun.
Some nutty shit. All right, Monday Night Mayhem is back for 2026, and we're not gonna miss a month this year unless extraneous circumstances occur.
Yeah, if I get sick or something. But other than that, nah, we ain't missing one.
Yeah, we're not going to miss one unless something happens. But we do have them all planned out. We know what we're doing. Very similar to how we have it running for Fictionology over on Crimson's channel. We got that all planned out.
Which is on Wednesday.
It's on Wednesday, by the way. Shout out to Crimson Law. Go and subscribe to the channel. But I think we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, dude. I mean, Atlantis is my shit. I'm writing a freaking book that has to do with it. So I'm all over this. So when you were like, boom, Atlantis, I was like, let's go.
I figured that you were like that. Yeah.
Oh, dude, of course. It also happens to be one of my favorite movies of all time, Atlantis: The Lost Kingdom. And I think that's probably why I'm so interested in like Atlantis and history in general, was because of that movie, Indiana Jones, The Mummy. Like growing up watching those movies, I got really into archaeology and like just ancient human civilizations and history and stuff. And I've been super into it for years.
Yeah.
So, by the way, what's up, Muffler Tape? I'm sorry, we should have said hi to you a lot earlier.
Hello, Muffler. Sorry about that.
But anyway, that's why I based the thumbnail this time off of that movie, because I'm going to start doing thumbnails for Monday Night Mayhem that are specifically catered to whatever we're talking about. So I thought the Atlantis one was pretty sick. I'm definitely going to use my character as a profile picture for the podcast at some point. The dude with the beret, yeah, with the beret. I designed your character too, fully.
Oh shoot! Sorry, Muffler. I didn't even see you. Sorry. Hold on.
Oh, dude, get him in here. What are you doing?
My bad, bro.
What are you doing?
I sent out the link, but I didn't see that he had messaged. I'm sorry. Jesus. My bad. Okay. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said
anyway.
You said it to Psalms as well?
Yes,
Great.
I did. Just
Cool,
let me know when you want me to pop in for a sec. Muffler, you can come in now if you would like
Yeah,
to.
you do whenever you want, brother.
Yeah, it's fine, man. No, but so like I said, so I was looking around the interwebs, and something that I saw was that the discourse on Atlantis to me seems to be split. Like there are some people that think that it's false, and then there are others that think that it's real.
Well,
and
we could get into that whole thing, but I think we should start more so somewhere else and then get into that, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
I think instead what we should start with is, what fascinates you about Atlantis?
Well, the thing that fascinates me about Atlantis is because when you think about the history of humans, right? Like we've been told for so long, like it was like, caveman playing with bat, right? It was like the trivial stuff. And then we just, and then we
fire.
And then we advanced from horse and buggy to car, right? To rotary phone to cell phone, right?
Yeah.
So we have, in the eyes of the world, made such great advancements. But then here's Atlantis, who has essentially been erased from history, but they are in many more ways much more advanced than we ever have been.
So in what ways do you think that is? Because you have to also take in what time period it would have been in. So if it was before the Younger Dryas, which we've talked about on the show before, so if it was before the Younger Dryas event, which melted the poles and wiped out almost all of humanity at some point, it is very, very well documented and very much likely true, but not confirmed, but fairly true. If it was before the Younger Dryas event, then they would be extremely advanced compared to like the Greeks, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean they have flying cars.
No, like I'm not.
Or laser guns. But they might have running water. They might have like some form of vehicle. You know,
when I say that they're advanced, I think they had ideas that we don't even have. They were more advanced in terms of their ideas more so, and their level of their levels of intellect was a lot more advanced than ours is. Like they would probably view us as like lower forms of humans if they were still,
I mean, if they did continue to exist, right? Like if they there's some stuff we can get into later on that's like real woo woo crazy shit that I would like to talk about like later on in the show, maybe like an hour or two in. Just to have fun with it, let's just get crazy with it. But for now, right? Let's start with what's grounded in reality, right? So what interests me about it is you have this race of ancient human that is very, very advanced compared to what ancient human is, right? Now, seemingly, I mean, they're not using electricity. They're using something else. And they are a ocean-based people for the most part. And what I find very interesting is maybe they use hydropower. Maybe they find maybe they find an old way to do it. A different way for using hydro or solar or even sound. Like that, because that's how I think, and we'll talk about this when we do Egypt, but just for instance, I think that's how they moved the blocks. I think they used resonance stones, and that's a real thing. And I think that they used an ancient source of resonance that they could use sound waves to move shit, because we do that with sand right now. But we as human beings cannot make pyramids. We can't do that. We don't know how they fucking did that. We still don't know. Everything you were taught in school, all the science will still tell you, well, yeah, they teach it in school because it's probably, but I don't fucking know.
Another thing that you
so when it comes to Atlantis, who's to say? What if they figured out their own form of technology that we just don't use? I mean, they could be using water power the entire time, hydro.
So here's my thinking, right? It's from what people have said about Atlantis, from what they have been able to discover, they had a whole bunch of so they had agriculture that we now can't match in 360 BCE.
Yeah,
360 BCE. Okay?
And that is barring if the Younger Dryas event didn't happen. If the Younger Dryas event happened, they were around before it. Because the Younger Dryas event, I believe, would have been 9,000 years ago, which would have proven that humans were around and there was an advanced civilization, which Atlantis probably was the capital of. And if not the capital, was like the U.S. They were the ones that everybody knew, because in the Grand Canyon, there's Egyptian hieroglyphs. Fucking explain that. And they're old as fuck. Explain that one. Look it up. Look it up, chat. Look it up. But explain that one. So if there's there was a world government, not a world government, but a world civilization at one point, and it got wiped the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not it was between themselves or it was because of the Younger Dryas event, which wiped out the megafauna as well, seemingly, then one could surmise that Atlantis would have been one of the powers, and everybody knew him. Hence why, I mean, every single historical text for every culture, every religion, talks about the Great Flood.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In every single book, the Great Flood is mentioned.
They also all talk about this fucking crazy city, too.
Yep. Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Again, we can get woo-woo with it. Some people believe that Atlantis was Sodom and Gomorrah.
I mean, it's also been speculated that they would have been the most powerful army.
Well, no, so it wasn't even speculated. We're going to get into this because we're going to talk about Plato and his collection of notes on Atlantis. Did anybody know that he has collection of notes on Atlantis? Because he does.
Yeah, I was doing some digging and I found that he had notes on it.
That's how I know. We're gonna pull those
my
up.
facts.
Yeah, we're gonna pull those up. But what's interesting about that is he specifically says they are seafaring people, but they're very they have a navy. Like, they are naval warriors. And they'll fuck you up. They're chilling, but like they will fuck you up. And the way that he describes everything is like pretty fucking on point to like what you would expect it to be, which isn't like extremely advanced. They don't have laser guns and shit like that, but they are way more advanced than anybody else. What's up, brother, man?
Muffler.
How you feeling?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hope everybody's doing all right. I was listening in.
Profile picture.
Hey, yeah, I figured it would be appropriate.
It is definitely.
Glad I kept it around.
Definitely.
Yeah, sorry. I'm going to do my best to hear you guys and stuff. I'm having some hearing loss in one of my ears because of some stuff, but everything worked out for me to jump on, at least for, a little bit, hearing you guys talk and stuff. So, no, we're solid, bro.
Yeah, you're good. So, how do you feel about Atlantis?
Sure. Yeah, I can contribute a little bit on that. So, like, I would say that there'd probably be, from a technological standpoint, you're looking at some type of a naval civilization. I agree with you on that. Probably around, the level of maybe a Roman, something along those lines. It wouldn't be much more sophisticated than that, in my opinion,
Apparently
in different ways.
Apparently, they were more so sophisticated than the Romans.
Well, I mean, you're just pushing back on me on that, but like I'm just explaining what I think, right? So I feel that it's probably around there. You're not talking about super high civilization. We're not talking about, like, in my opinion, where it would be like like technology beyond our own. It would just be using different principles of technology that we don't understand. That would be one of those things. It'd be like you were saying with sound or something, right? It would be stuff along those lines, but primarily naval. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff. So I've seen two things coming out recently regarding the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, which would be, like that would be kind of a good location where you'd have like, you could call it a submerged continent, but what you're really talking about is like an archipelago, like a series of islands or something that would be closer to the size of Japan, like a little bit smaller than that, but
like a smaller archipelago, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you'd have that in combination with like some sites off the coast of Spain, because I was seeing some people talk about Andalusia, which is right near, exactly. So that's, really close to that area as well, beyond the Pillar of Hercules. So it would be one of those things where that could be a location as well. And so what that would indicate would be, the ability to travel, seafaring. You could think of them being like what you were saying, the most prominent culture, and so other people would take their cues from them. I would say that because of what we found in the tepes of Turkey, that they would definitely have good knowledge of astrology, and I don't mean like woo-woo astrology. I mean,
legit astrology.
Cosmology. The precession of the equinoxes, like a longer look on time, navigation.
The ones that go back to Tepe, like they knew what Sirius was and shit.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they also had knowledge of the precession of equinoxes, which is you have to spend 72 years in order to see a 1 degree change in the sky. So it's one of those things.
Well, there's that one, and we'll get back to Atlantis in a second, but there's that one culture out there right now that every 56 years they have I forget what culture it is, but they have like a ceremony for Sirius lining up with a different planet. Or something like that. It's really fucking strange, but like they know about it, and they've known about it since they were like cave people. Like it's crazy. But no, Atlantis though.
There were loincloths though. Yeah, it's all good, right?
Well, yeah, that's what they say. And that's bullshit. We know that's bullshit. Humans were way more advanced than anybody's gonna talk about. Way more advanced. And when Roman gets back, we're gonna pull up I don't know where he went, but we're gonna pull up the Plato stuff talking about it. But
a disagreement I had with Crimson was around metallurgy, right? But like you can still have somewhat advanced civilization without the use of metallurgy and still be doing some pretty impressive stuff.
Well, the Incas,
because time
that bird, the Incas that bird to spit on shit. Like,
I mean, because
acid saliva would dissolve rock, like
because time, will destroy a great many things. Okay, it is the great equalizer. All right.
What's the one that has the big rectangle blocks?
Well, which one are we talking about?
There's a location. It's a megalithic location. The blocks are like 5 humans tall, like this way, but they're like this wide. They're rectangles. It's like no way you could do that.
Are you talking like the Trillathon? Like, is that like? Are you talking about like what's over?
No, they were talking about it on
Lebanon?
Forbidden Frontier. They talk about it on Forbidden Frontier all the time. It just looks like big Lego bricks, like stacked on top of each other.
Like, well, the biggest ones that. Go ahead.
Smooth Lego bricks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at the Trillathon, you'll know what I mean. Like, because that one is in Lebanon, actually, and they're 3 very, very large, or the Trillathon, they're very large stones that are like said to be the biggest that were ever moved. They make up the foundations of a temple.
Roman, look that up. The Trillathon?
Yeah.
The Trillathon?
Yeah.
Okay.
That
should be Lebanon.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about, but
and we don't know when they they attribute it to later cultures, but like the Romans definitely didn't move those 3 giant stones. They didn't do it. Yeah.
And dude, for me, all I need to see is the Nazca lines to know that we had some crazy tech. That's it. Yo, yeah, that's
look at these guys.
Baalbek. Yeah, my bad, Baalbek.
Yeah, Baalbek.
It's the
Trillathon.
Yeah.
Baalbek. Thank you. Yo, look at the fucking Baalbek stones, bro. Look at that shit. Roman, look at the size of that fucking rock.
I see it, bro. That's not made by like at the time.
No, it's made by people. It's made by people, but how the fuck did they move that?
Right.
Yeah, they just built the temple on top of it.
I'm telling you, they were using sound. They found a way to hit the right frequencies of shit to move shit. Telling you that's how they fucking did it.
That's not too far off from like if you want to like how in like superhero land how the black canary, how she uses her powers where she like uses sound like that, like that's kind of not that far out, but like they would be moving complete structures with sound,
bro, but you could literally so there is a it was in the Netflix show with help me, Muffler. Who's the guy that got kicked out of like academia because he was in Ancient Civilizations?
Yeah, you're talking Graham Hancock.
Yeah, thank you.
He wasn't in academia, but he's basically academia's,
academia
punching
like
bag.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's the punching bag.
So Graham Hancock's Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They talk about the one room they found in Göbekli, I believe it was Göbekli Tepe or Karahan Tepe.
You're talking about the Indian rooms, the
one that was smooth. Like
carved.
All the walls were clearly, it looked like they were power washed smooth.
Yeah, I'll find it.
And then like they literally could like hit something and the sound would resonate in there. And they believed that they used that chamber to actually use sound to affect you. So that like if you were sick, you would sit in that room and it would dissolve like cancer cells or whatever, or like dissolve sickle cell, or like something that would like they would have the people that was treatment. That was like a hospital room, and they would go in there and go, and then like walk out, close the door, and go.
Look up the Barabar Caves, because that's
Barabar Caves. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an interesting mystery. because they're literally like carved.
We can't do it either. We still can't. We can't do this either.
Because the polish. The polishing that they did on him is insane.
Roman, the rock is so smooth you can see your own reflection in it. It's a rock, bro. It's not like a reflective rock. Exactly.
How is this possible?
That's just the outside. You need the inside. Except there it is. That bottom right one.
Bottom right.
That's what it looks like inside, bro. Yeah.
Yo, full screen that. Look at that shit.
Hell's like a mirror.
Yep.
Dude. Ancient civilization made that shit.
Yeah, it's attributed to Ahsoka, which that was like 2000 the last couple thousand years, like within the last 4,000 years.
Is like, Star Wars made this?
That's not made. That's not made by. So
it's attributed to Dave Filoni.
This is not made by any tech. This is not made by any tech that modern humans have now. It's not possible.
We literally cannot do this with the type of rock that is.
What type of rock is this?
It's a volcanic rock, if I'm not mistaken.
I was going to say, I believe is it basalt? No, it's...
let me see here.
It looks smooth, though. Like, it looks like it's not... it looks like a mirror.
Yeah, like your favorite peanut butter.
No, this looks like if we walked inside of it...
It's insane.
We would see our reflection. So, like,
no, you literally can. It's in the documentary. Watch Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix.
Here's my thing. I don't know how people can see this type of stuff and then be like, oh, but Atlantis wasn't real. It wasn't possible. Like, what? Like, how can people like see the pyramids and just
we don't
like
even
be
know
like,
how fucking this is.
Right.
We assume how old it is, but we haven't even discovered the entire thing.
Oh, it's carved out of granite. They're carved out of granite, so yeah, they are granite caves. Yeah.
How far in have we made it here?
But granite is known to have a resonance to sound.
Yeah, the different stone makeup, because it's a conglomerate stone. Like it will, like different parts will vibrate at different frequencies.
Freaking weird, bro. It's like they knew what they were doing.
Now, that's the trippy thing. You're looking at that type, but there's inner chambers. Like there's one that is perfectly carved out like that and has an inner circular chamber too.
Yep.
And another one has a bench in it. Okay, so
I mean, if you want to even think about it from like another sense, like how did Stonehenge get to where that is?
We have no idea. Nobody has any idea.
They
clue.
They know that it was most likely a wooden henge first. And then in addition, they do know where some of the stones came from. How they got there is entirely different matter.
Yeah,
okay, like because it's like, well,
how it was built, or how
by,
it got there. They know
by
where
boat or land.
Roman, I want you to do me a favor. Can you look up the Riccott structure?
The Riccott structure, yes.
The I,
Richot, I believe.
AT.
Thank you, Muffler.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is one of the locations people believe Atlantis could have been, and it looks like it got fucking nuked from orbit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great tidal overflow for sure.
Yeah,
like it literally looks like it got freaking nuked. You can see that from space.
So this kind of tracks.
And look. So Atlantis. When we get into this, give me a second. Let me preface this before you say anything. So we're gonna get into what Plato had to say about it, but do you see the bottom left corner? That's a flow right there. And Atlantis was known to have multiple rings, kind of like Ba Sing Se. And that looks like some shit that got fucking obliterated by God. Or the sun during a Younger Dryas event.
Yeah, that is that.
Just saying.
Like this looks like something that used to be a civilization, but then got like blown away or something, or like completely blasted. This looks like this suffered a nuclear bomb, but
looks like worse
like,
than a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, but like, here's
looks
my
like
thing, right?
It looks like some shit out of Halo, bro. They got glassed, like.
And you guys
look,
can
it's a
tell
spiral. Like, what the fuck?
You guys can tell me. Is there any other type of structure on Earth that looks like this one?
No, not to my knowledge.
Yeah, what they say is that there's a big debate where a geologist will say that what that is a collapsed magma dome, like it's a collapsed volcanic structure that happened like in the past, if I'm not mistaken, right? And so that's where you get the concentric rings and stuff, is from it, like there being like layers to
the volcano that's that big, though.
Well, not a volcano anymore, but like, through volcanism in the earth, and then basically forming a series of bubbles and pushing it up. Yeah, like millions of years ago. But yeah, so that's what they like. So here's the thing, though. That could very well be a natural, a natural geologic formation. However, humans definitely could have used it in the past, especially when Africa was in like a warm period, where like a humid period, where there was like lush green vegetation everywhere. Maybe you have excess water flowing around it. Maybe the sea level was different.
North Africa, right?
It's in West Africa.
West Africa, okay.
Yeah,
which is around the same area that they said it would. Atlantis would be.
Yeah, it would be significantly to the south. But here's the thing: the one that people will always mention is that it's 1,000 feet above sea level now, and the last time that it was at sea level would have been a long time ago, is what they're saying. But,
well, if you look right there, there's a easy channel, man. And we know that the Babylonians had aqueducts, and they also had canals that they would move shit up and down with. Mm-hmm. That was a real thing in Babylon. So if the Babylonians were doing that, why would the Atlanteans not be able to have canals that would raise and lower stuff in like a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Dare I say they might have, I know that we say that, Ben Franklin was the one to, discover electricity. What if in some way the Atlanteans actually did it?
Well, we'd have
to harvest.
We'd have to start talking about aliens and shit if we're going to talk about that, because that's where
that would maybe be static electricity. They would use the Earth's natural.
Oh my god, dude, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Static electricity is totally something that you could use easily, but the problem with static electricity is that you would have to get the energy in the room to the right percentage first.
Well, so here's the thing, all right? So what is a natural form of static electricity that happens on Earth?
Well, lightning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bingo. So there are certain things that you can do to generate lightning in certain parts of the planet. Yeah. And they were talking about so there's a guy who moved to Egypt, and he started doing a lot of research onto Giza and like living over there just so he could solely dedicate himself to this. And he's not, again, these people are not Egyptologists, okay? So he's not mainstream, okay? But he has a lot of credibility when you look at some stuff. But I'm blanking, man. I'm sorry. I'll get his name here real quick for you, because I think it's Land of Chem. That's his name, okay? And so he's been on a lot of podcasts recently too, so I can recommend checking out his content. But he's saying that the slope angle of the pyramids, for example, at like 52, 53 degrees, whatever that slope angle is, that is actually a way to generate electricity, naturally.
That makes perfect fucking sense, because the pyramids were they were covered in gold. There's multiple accounts of them being covered in gold at the top. Gold is the best conductor that we know of.
Yes.
And like, they're also lined up with Orion's belt, bro. So it's like, come the fuck on. They knew what they were doing. And here's the other thing. Again, it just brings me back to this. The Nazca lines. How the fuck do you make that? You make a bird 5 miles wide? You just know how to make it? Bro, look at some pictures of the Nazca lines.
I got you. The Nazca lines. Got you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the type of shit. And, again, hieroglyphics in the Grand Canyon. All of this, again, does go back to Atlantis because it proves to me that there was an advanced civilization, and it might have been a world-faring civilization. They had multiple things. Then the Younger Dryas event happens. Then the poles melt. Then there's a great flood, which every Bible or every book has. Like, Roman, how the fuck? We didn't discover these until we had planes, bro.
These have literally been here?
Yes. You can see them from space. I'm not even kidding. They're miles long. And there's like a bird. There's a hummingbird, a spider, a person, and the person looks like a fucking astronaut.
Yeah, what?
Look at him. Look at him. Click a picture.
Yeah. I'm doing that right now. Okay, I'll do that right here. Bro, what?
Yeah,
look at those,
definitely
bro.
some of them.
How did they?
Dude,
how do they
there's
do
a
that?
fucking angel right there. On the bottom, the second one from the right. Right there. Look at these, dude. And these are all
crazy,
miles long.
Like when you're talking miles, we talking like football stadium long?
No.
Like
No, that's not a mile. I'm talking
no, like
like that one on the bottom right, like probably like 9 miles long.
Wow.
Bro, this is a picture from space, dude. There's like a mile in between each of them, at least. You're telling me they weren't trying to show somebody up in the sky, hey, what's up?
Yeah, and like the thing is, do we know where the Nazca lines?
We can't do this now. Again, we still can't do this now because each of those blocks weighs 2 tons.
We could do it. It would just be very slow and incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing.
It wouldn't be 20 years, which what they said took the Great Pyramid. All right, if you believe conventional wisdom, even by the archaeologists say, within 20 years. It's like, I don't know about.
Here's my thing, Muffler.
Dude, there's a monkey. There's the ant. The ant is one of the most famous ones because that's like too fucking perfect, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The world's most respected archaeologists have tried to replicate building the pyramids over, and they can't do it the same exact way. So, which means that
the cutting and I understand.
Yeah.
They said the only way they could do it with how well the stones were cut. They said the only way they could do it would be with like a power washer, like with water. So, Roman, wait, pull that back up for a second.
Yeah, I got you. That same exact picture?
Yes, same exact picture.
Got you. Okay.
Bottom left. Second one over to the right. Bottom left to the right. Right there. If you were to turn that like this and its arms were like that, does that not look like a fucking angel?
Yeah. Yeah. It does look like an angel.
From Evangelion. No,
yeah.
I don't have a true biblical reference, so it's fine.
But like if you turn your head.
What's this right here? Is that a human?
That's the astronaut.
Yeah.
That's the fucking alien, bro. That guy looks like a fucking gray.
That's
like
crazy.
What if these are all just symbols for each of the races that are part of like the Galactic Republic, and they're just like, oh, we're chilling. What's up?
Well,
I don't know, dude. I gotta get woo woo sometimes.
Well, no, I mean, look, it's like when you and me were talking on the phone the other day, and you said it, and I 100% agree with you. There was some sort of a galactic war at some point. What if it was between like all of these different races here? Like it's
Roman. Well, they're actually people have said that Lord Thoth from like Egyptology and like Egypt, people have said that there was a race of bird people that looked like fucking birds. And that's why they had them. That's why there's also like reptilian people that are in Egyptian lore and shit like that. Like it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing that we can get into when we do Egypt. But
yeah.
I just wanted to bring this up because it proves that there was technology that existed that we can't fucking do without great effort. Like, Roman, look up how big is the largest one? The largest Nazca line?
I got you.
How many miles long is it?
I got you right now. Okay. How long is the longest? These are all crazy.
Dude, they're fucking wild looking.
Okay, so you had it right. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, the longest one is 14.4 kilometers or 9 miles long.
9 miles long. Yep.
You had it right. And like we probably couldn't even do that now. It would take like billions of dollars.
Yeah, because we would have to have. So why are they accurate though? Because somebody's in the sky going, put it there, put it there, put it there, put it there. Yeah. How are they in the sky?
How are they all perfectly drawn?
The Nazca lines should just prove to people that we had shit.
Hey, Cam.
Yo, shoot him the link.
Can
you get your ass in here? You got nothing better to do. Talk about some crazy conspiracy theories with us.
I'm sending it over to Cam. Yeah.
Jazz. What have you missed? We're talking about the Nazca lines in Atlantis. This all comes back to Atlantis, by the way. Because advanced civilization. So, if Cammy's going to join, I'm going to wait to bring up Plato's stuff. Which Roman, you have that, right?
Yep. I have Yep, I have it right here.
I want to hear Plato's exact account. Do you have that where like it's his quotes?
Plato's Timaeus. It's literally a excerpt from him. So yeah.
Okay, I have it in a book, but I don't know where my book's at. I have.
No, it's fine.
I have a couple philosophy books.
I have an excerpt right here. Don't worry, brother.
I'll wait till after this topic. I know not on Atlantis. Well, do you want to learn? You want to be here? Because Atlantis is the show, brother.
Yeah, man. I mean, you could try to be here, but you don't have to be. The
topics have just been ancient civilization in general, too, with an emphasis on Atlantis. So you're good, man.
Exactly. Yeah, we're just talking about ancient civilizations, but Atlantis, in my opinion, influenced all of them. So that's kind of where we're going with it.
So here's a question for both of you. Like, when we say advanced, right? And I'm not saying that I think this, but I want to broach the question to both of you. Do you think that it's possible that they could have had like flying cars or things like that nature? No, right? Because like we would have found that stuff, right? Like
no,
they were
advanced as in like they had running water. Probably they might have had electricity, but things like that. But not like cars and whatnot. Like, but advanced enough. You know, like advanced to the point where like the Greeks were like, holy shit, they're advanced. When the Greeks were advanced.
Right.
So,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it had to have been like, yeah, they had a navy. They might have had some form of gun. That's totally possible. There's also the Antikythera mechanism.
Yep.
Which we don't know where that came from.
And
so the Antikythera mechanism could have been Atlantean, which was basically the world's first computer. So totally possible that they had mathematics down to a science before anybody else did.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that we would have like technology like that. You know, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry, man. But yeah, just on my end, you know, I would just say that like regarding the technology, I think they were probably super sophisticated with water and how they used it, because you can do a lot of interesting stuff with water. And
I think they were probably super high on hydroponics, and I think they probably did a lot of stuff with just hydropower in general. They probably had, like I said, they probably had locks. They probably had different type of like canals and things like that, where like you could like fill up a system and bring a boat up and that type of shit.
They
like
could use
they have that in Sinbad. If you go to if you watch that movie from DreamWorks, but
I was gonna say they may have used sonoluminescence is what I was getting at, because the thing is that with sonoluminescence, you like we're just now starting to study that in the last 50, 60 years, because that's when we discovered it ourselves. But with regards to that, you know, if you're able to create, you know, like nuclear level reactions based on collapsing air bubbles and stuff, you have a lot of power at your disposal. And if they use that in conjunction with sound, you know, like you could have interesting cutting techniques. You could create devices that would be, you know, very sophisticated for those purposes, even, you know. But
absolutely,
you know, like all things either get buried or, you know, like they just get rotted away, man. You know, so it's kind of rough. Yeah.
Well, but here's something that you guys have to think about too, though. And since this is Monday Night Mayhem, we can do all sorts of speculation. I mean,
as long as there's conspiracy theories,
you have to think about it like this too. Like, look, I'm just saying, and like, I'm not trying to push back, but like, if there wasn't advanced technology, how the hell was the Ark of the Covenant built? Like, who built the Ark of the Covenant? We know that the Ark of the Covenant is real, right? Like, we know that that's a thing.
He provided the plans, correct? Because like he gave them to like Solomon or whoever. I don't know the Bible that well. That's what I'm saying.
Moses. He gave it to Moses. True. But
so
it's not to be built by
human
hands, though. But it's not to be built by human hands, though. That's kind of my whole thing. And
and it was built with gold.
Weren't the pyramids also built with gold too? Or they were
the pyramids were not built with gold. The pyramids were encrusted in, if I'm not mistaken, they were encrusted in granite, and the pyramidion at the top of the Pyramid of Giza was gold.
Okay.
Which
because of the Baghdad battery, we knew that they could have electroplated too, so that is a thing.
Yeah. It's very, 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 very possible that they legitimately just used it as a big ass fucking power source. And where they've learned that from?
Probably the Atlanteans, for sure.
The Atlanteans. No, Roman, can you look up the fact that there's hieroglyphics in Grand Canyon?
Yeah. Yep. Hieroglyphics. Grand Canyon. Why are there hieroglyphics in the
There's
Grand
Egyptian
Canyon?
hieroglyphics in the Grand Canyon. I'm not shitting you.
Yeah, no. I know that, but I'm saying, why are there? Why are there hieroglyphics in the Grand Canyon?
Maybe people just happen to, I don't know, travel over there. It's in the U.S., bro.
I mean, look, man,
No,
like
that's Native American. I'm not mistaken. That looks Native American. Hold on, let me full screen this myself. No, it's Native American.
What are you trying to look for exactly?
No, I mean legit Egyptian hieroglyphics. Look up Egyptian.
Okay.
The Wi-Fi has a video on it.
False. Huh?
Well, that's not real. That obviously isn't real. Well, there might not be a picture of it though, but there is a section of the Grand Canyon you can't get to.
Interesting.
Black helicopters will come out and they'll pick you up. I'm not shitting you.
I mean, if you look at this,
there it is, right there. That's the Wi-Fi's video. Go back.
Oh. Shit.
Right there. Scroll up.
Oh yeah.
No, scroll up. Scroll up. Right there with the white text and
right here? Yeah.
Caught a stream. Caught a stream. What's up, homie? How you doing?
Wonderless, hey, you made it. You made it to one of our streams. That's
watch
awesome.
that video. Everybody watch that video from the Wi-Fi's right there. Shout out the Wi-Fi's. Shout out the Wi-Fi. Wait, hold on. I gotta use Hecklefish for a minute.
Would you kindly fetch my tinfoil hat?
There we go.
No, but I just find it to be really crazy how like there's all this stuff out there, right? Like there's all these signs of like civilizations from like, you know, past times, right? That were probably a lot more advanced at that time than other civilizations at the time. Here's another question. And Muffler, I've never really gotten your point of view on this, you know, particular set of stuff here. So I wanted to ask you, Roland, I think I'm going to know what your answer is here. But Muffler, I wanted to ask you, do you think that there's any possible way that the Atlanteans were working hand in hand with extraterrestrials?
Yes.
Not in the way, I mean, if that is okay, because like that's a big stretch for me, but if that was the case, it would be what you think of as extraterrestrials. I would imagine that it would be something similar to ourselves, like, and you'd be talking about other types of issues associated with that.
Right. So what Muffler, so I'm kind of in the, like, I could go either way with it, right? But what Muffler believes, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but you tell me if I'm wrong.
Good.
Because he and I have had this conversation before, if I'm not mistaken, what you believe is that it's more likely that it's humans from another dimension or from the future or past, right?
Yeah, it would be something like that. Yeah, exactly.
So you more so think on that side of things. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with that possibility, but I'm also like, I would prefer it to be extraterrestrials. But at the same time, if I'm not mistaken, you don't also think that there's no possible way that life could exist anywhere else, right?
No, not at all. I think life is a cosmic imperative, so like it exists everywhere. The problem is that for sufficiently advanced life, you need the right set of conditions,
Of course.
which is very difficult to achieve. And even then, like it, because of the way the universe works, I think it makes like travel very, very difficult, in my opinion. So, like, I would think that unfortunately, most of the time, a civilization would get knocked back down by the way the universe works. Like the Milky Way, for example, with periodic pole shifts of the galaxy itself, as far as the magnetic polarity that we're in, coming through in a galactic wave that happens periodically, every 6,000 years or whatever, and could cause some issues like some instability with the sun. Maybe the sun has a really nasty solar flare, and oh well, now we don't have computers anymore and no communication and stuff. So yeah, exactly. So stuff like that, yeah.
No, yeah, I totally understand that. I just wanted to make sure that we were clear on your viewpoint.
That is a very, you're correct. You were correct, and it's a very pessimistic view, unfortunately.
I mean, it's a totally okay view to have. I just wanted to make sure we were clear on what your viewpoint was before we continue with the conversation at hand. So
yeah, you're good.
What I would like to say is, like, I'm more so the viewpoint that everything he just said, I'd still be like, fucking cool.
Yeah.
But I would prefer it to be on my side of the viewpoint, which is that there is multiple different species of aliens. There is multiple different things here. There is alien species here. And you know what would even be fucking crazier if both were correct? And the fucking Greys and the reptilians and all that shit were things that worked for the fucking humans.
Sure.
But that'd be fucking gnarly, wouldn't it? Right?
That'd be cool as hell.
I'm with that. But to bring it back just a little bit, Roman, what was the original question?
Okay, so my question to both of you was, do you think that it would be possible that the Atlanteans and the extraterrestrials were like side by side, that they were like working in harmony?
Yes, I
more
do.
so.
Yes, I do. I think so 100% that they could have been. And if not, I think that they learned some technology from people that did, and they perfected it. It's got to be one or the other, because if they're using hydro or sound at that point in time, the way that we're assuming that they did, they got it from somebody else, or they learned it from, I mean, maybe the fucking Anunnaki.
That's when we get into
that's next month.
Next month.
That's next month.
With the Book of Enoch. That one will be fun. But yeah.
Oh, that will be fucking crazy.
You've never heard of time traveling theories before? I mean, listen, there's so much stuff that could be like potential, like y'all.
Well, I want to get through the Plato stuff, and then you know what? If we get through the Plato stuff in time, Roman has a hard out at around 11. If we have time, we can go into a time, like we can look up a random time travel story and talk about it.
We could.
If you want. So let's get into the Plato stuff first. And then let's just do that for one of the lists and share.
All right. So this is Plato's Atlantis. Excerpt from Timaeus by Plato, 428 to 347 BC. Reprinted from the antediluvian world. But in addition to the gods, whom you have mentioned, I will specifically invoke Minsmone for all the important part of what I have to tell is dependent on her favor. And if I can recollect and recite enough of what was said by the priests and brought hither by Solon, I doubt not that I shall satisfy the requirements of this theater. To that task, then, I will at once address myself. Let me begin by observing, first of all, that 9,000 was the sum of years which had elapsed since the war, which was said to have taken place between all those who dwelt outside the pillars of Heracles and those who dwelt within them. This war I am now to describe. Of the combatants, on the one side of the city of Athens was reported to have been the ruler and to have directed the contest. The combatants on the other side were led by the kings of the islands of Atlantis, which, as I was saying, once had an extent greater than that of Libya and Asia, Turkey, and when afterward sunk by an earthquake, became an impassable barrier of mud to voyagers sailing from hence to the ocean. So let me just comment on something really, really quickly. So here is where I play the devil's advocate here. If the Atlanteans were as advanced as we believe them to be, how could an earthquake sink a civilization that was so advanced like that?
How does an
I don't
earthquake
think.
fuck up Japan? How does
Right?
an
No,
earthquake fuck up California? Or more
I'm saying that there could have been more. I'm saying that it was probably more than just an earthquake. It probably wasn't just an earthquake. It was probably like an earth-shattering quake. It wasn't like an
Yes.
earthquake.
Actually, yes. That would be so to explain the hypothesis related to the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Okay, so the way that works is during one of the two meltwater pulses that happened during the Younger Dryas. Okay, during one of those, that could have caused.
Shit, Muffler, dude.
No, I know my shit on this. All right, so
My man,
you're
dude.
clutch muffler. You're clutch muffler.
So, what during one of those meltwater pulses of the glaciers and everything, right? That sudden injection of water into the Atlantic Ocean could have caused enough pressure to cause the Mid-Atlantic Ridge to buckle, basically, and collapse into the ocean. And if that were to happen, that would be a huge earthquake for one, but it would also basically take out, their entire quote unquote continent, like their string of islands outside of Europe and Africa that they would have been on, and then the repercussions of that land sinking too, you'd probably get some hellish tsunamis too that would wipe the shit out of their stuff if they had like their capital city in Spain, around Andalusia. Like you would have that taken out, like you could have some like major issues. So yeah, it makes sense that it could have been possible. You just need to have the right trigger mechanism, and that water is the potential cause.
I wasn't trying to say that Atlantis was not advanced. What I'm trying to say is I think that when Plato says an earthquake, it would have had to have been like a earth shattering magnitude type of an earthquake to take.
Well, that might happen if the sun fucks up the magnetosphere.
Right. That's the point that I'm making, though.
Did you know that sufficiently powerful earthquakes affect the rotational spin of the Earth and reduce or increase our rotational speed by microseconds?
Yep.
So yeah, like if you had enough of a quake where it would sink a significant amount of land, you would definitely have some major issues, man. I mean, and plus, here's the thing too.
A fucking fault line, bro.
So here's the other thing with that too, though, man. So like, if you had a sufficient earthquake happen that would have reduced the land there because of the water and everything, right? The issue is like, well, what kind of infrastructure, what specialists would you have to carry on your civilization too? This was something that Roland brought up over the weekend, or like Friday. But like, it's one of those things that like, if you had that sudden population loss, then you may be having some major issues from that too. So
right, but just kind of, I mean, it's definitely possible. But let me continue on here. So
yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine, man. The progress of the history will unfold the various tribes of barbarians and Hellenes, which then existed as they successively appear on the scene. But I must begin by describing, first of all, the the Athenians as they were in that day, and their enemies who fought with them, and I shall have to tell of the power and form of government of both of them. Let us give the precedence to Athens. Omitted? Many great delusions have taken place during the 9,000 years, for that is number of which years have elapsed since the time of which I am speaking. And in all the ages and changes of things, there have never been any sediment on this earth flowing down from the mountains as in other places, which is worth speaking of. It has always been carried around it in a circle and disappeared in depths below. The consequences is that, in comparison of what then was, there are remaining in small islets, islets, only the bones of the wasted body, as they may be called, all the richer and softer parts of the soil having fallen away, and the mere skeleton of the country being left. And next, if I have not forgotten what I have heard when I was a child, I will impart to you the character and origin of their adversaries, the Atlanteans. For friends should not keep their stories to themselves, but have them in common. Yet before proceeding farther in the narrative, I ought to warn you that you must not be surprised if you should hear Hellenic names given to foreigners. I will tell you the reason of this. Solon, who was intending to use the tale for his poem, made an investigation into the meaning of the names and found that the early Egyptians, in writing them down, has translated them into their own language, and he recovered the meaning of the several names and retranslated them and copied them out again in our language. My great-grandfather, Drebdius, had the original writing, which is still in my possession, and was carefully studied by me when I was a child. Therefore, if you hear names such as are used in this country, you must not be surprised, for I have told you the reason of them. So I guess that this picture here is meant to be what Atlantis looked like when it was actually like.
And what does that look like, Roman?
What we saw earlier.
The Rickott structure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. The tale, which was of great length, began as follows. I have remarked in speaking of the allotments of the gods that they distributed the whole earth into portions different in extent, made themselves temples and sacrifices. And Poseidon, receiving for his lot the island of Atlantis, begat children by a mortal woman and settled them in a part of the island, which I will proceed to describe.
No, hold on. There's even the mountains in the background.
Right.
Correct, because there is a mountain range to the north, and there's also a river to the north as well.
Look, the river that's coming out from the middle, bro. That's literally the Rickott structure. Get the fuck out of here.
So I actually wanted to.
I'm glad you're here, man.
Yes,
yeah, you're cool.
So I actually wanted to ask you guys then in this way too. It's like, do we buy into a lot of the Greek mythology then too? Because a lot of Greek mythology mentions Atlantis a ton. So I wonder how much of Greek mythology is just like mythology, and then like how much of it there could be a grain of truth to it.
Well, do you buy into a lot of Christian mythology?
Do I buy into a lot of what?
Christian mythology? Catholic mythology? Okay.
Yeah.
Then why the fuck not?
Yeah.
I mean, we're right, but
I would say it definitely depends, because like with any good story, you're going to have kernels of truth. Because if it doesn't have value, either from a moral standpoint or from an actual like knowledge standpoint, then it won't be carried on for future generations. So there's something to some of the things that they're telling us. It could be related to cosmology. It could be related to again, moral tales. You could drive a lot of different things from that. But yeah, I would think that it's probably ancient knowledge that they were trying to bring to the next generation. So
agreed.
Yeah.
Roman,
Yeah.
What's the anime that we came up with the other day?
Oh, An anime about Jesus.
Oh, dude,
And
there's a anime about the Bible.
No, dude, we were like, yeah, I heard about that, but we were like,
but
yo,
he like fought like the Romans or something. Like
no, we were like, when he's walking on water, he's like Naruto running on water. like when he like whips the bankers and the whores out of the church, he's like fighting them. Like it's like a fight. He's just a freaking G. He's like Afro Samurai.
I mean, the Old Testament that was done, as an anime was pretty awesome as well. Adam sitting there getting upset at Eve for causing all the problems that they were in, and stuff was pretty funny. Yeah, I was showing you guys that before.
That sounds like a funny anime, though.
I remember that.
Sounds like a. Okay.
Anyway, Roman, I want to continue on this because this is really interesting shit. Do you want me to read it? Do you want a popcorn here?
You can.
Oh, and I'm about to leave too in a couple minutes. So, but yeah, like it would be good if somebody jumped on. Hey, jump on somebody.
Yes, yeah, jump on. I'll read it.
So Roland, you see where my mouse is? This is where
on the side toward the sea.
Yes. Okay. So you start from right there.
Yeah, I see that. On the side toward the sea, in the center of the whole island, there was a plain which is said to have been fairest of all plains. A plain said to be fairest of all plains, and very fertile. Near the plain again, and also in the center of the island, at a distance of about 50 stadia, one stadia 606 feet, there was a mountain, not very high on any side. In this mountain there dwelt one of earth-born primeval men of that country, whose name was Evanor, and he had a wife named Lucipe, and they had an only daughter, who was named Cleito. The maiden was growing up to womanhood when her father and mother died. Poseidon fell in love with her and had intercourse with her, and breaking the ground, he closed the hill in which she dwelt all around, making alternate zones of sea and land, larger and smaller, encircling one another. There were 2 of land and 3 of water, which she turned as with a lathe out of the center of the island, equidistant every way, so that no man could get to the island, for ships and voyages were not yet heard of. Now, it is also said that there was a large inland sea surrounding that area, but
yeah,
that's debated. He himself, as he was a god, found no difficulty in making special arrangements for the center island, bringing 2 streams of water under the earth, which he caused to ascend to springs, one of warm water and one of cold, and making every variety of food to spring up abundantly in the earth. He also begat and brought up 5 pairs of male children, dividing the island of Atlantis into 10 portions. He gave to the firstborn of the eldest pair his mother's dwelling and the surrounding allotment, which was the largest and best, and made him king over the rest. The others he made princes, and gave them rule over many men in a large territory. Sorry, it's like really fucking small on my screen.
No, man, you're fine. I can take over after this.
And he named them all. The eldest, who was king, he named Atlas. Jesus Christ, you're giving me an aneurysm.
Sorry, right here.
And from him, the whole island in the ocean received the name of Atlantic. To his twin brother, who was born after him, and obtained as his lot the extremity of the island toward the pillars of Heracles, as far as the country, which is still called the reign of Gades. Yeah.
Gades. Yep.
Gades. And the part of the world, he gave the name, which in the Hellenic language of Eumelus in the language of the country which is named after him, Guerreros. All right, you're after me, bro. Popcorn.
Okay.
What's up?
Second pair.
How are you doing?
I will.
We're talking about Atlantis.
Hey, somebody jump on. All right, I gotta leave. So you guys gotta jump in and have a conversation.
Yo, who wants a link?
Yeah.
You want to
good,
link?
Fine, man.
Good talk, guys. I'll still try to bug you in chat.
I'm talking to you.
Around.
I'm talking to you. You want to talk about Atlantis? Do you want to talk about Atlantis? Hold on. We're gonna do something right here.
I'm holding on.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Do you want to talk about Atlantis? Is that what you want to do? You better ask me for a link so you can talk about Atlantis. You hear me, you son of a bitch? I'm talking to you. I know you hear me. I know you're looking. You want to talk about Atlantis?
Do you want to talk about Atlantis with Roland and I? Talk about Atlantis with us. You know that you want to. Please. We're scared.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
You want to talk about fucking Atlantis? Well, welcome.
Okay. Of the second pair of twins, he called one Amphirs and the other Evaman. To the third pair of twins, he gave them.
Actually, can we skip to the point where he actually describes it?
Yes, we can.
Because there should be a point because like I want people to read this story because it's really good, but I don't need the story of like everything his uncle told him because his uncle was there, or he was there, some shit. But he does already describe the Ricot structure, which is fucking wild. And then other than that, I would very much like to just get to the point where he actually describes what's good with Atlantis.
Yeah, let me see when he says that here.
Where he's actually talking about the fact that they do certain things and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm trying to see that here. Okay.
I mean, you should be able to look up his description of Atlantis.
Yeah, I'll do that right now. Let me see. Okay. Hold on. I thought that was going to be just an episode, but that was description of Atlantis. There we are. Okay. Okay.
Speaking of which, you guys ever seen the movie Atlantis? Then you're cool.
Fantastic movie.
You're fucking cool. Yeah. Wait, hold on. You want to talk about Atlantis? Do you want to talk? You want to talk about Atlantis? You want to do it? You want to fucking talk about Atlantis? That's my pickup line. I just walk up to random chicks at the bar and I go, "You want to talk about Atlantis? UFOs are real." They go, "What?" And you're like, "Let me explain." You want to buy it?
If you want to know who the real leader of the, if you want to know who the real leader of the, Greys are,
we're in contact with aliens.
So you want to talk about what the real controllers of the Greys are? It looks like Sauron.
Have you ever had a significant head injury?
It looks like Sauron. The real controller of the Greys, bro. It looks like Sauron.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded. In that...
What if I told you it worked? I'm not even kidding. What if I told you it worked? What if I was like, "Yeah, you think aliens are real?" Starts a conversation, doesn't it? A pretty interesting conversation. What if I told you, Wonderless, that it worked?
Look, like, in fairness,
I'm literally Snapchatting a girl right now.
I mean, like, in fairness,
because of that, dude. I literally was like, I was at the freaking bar last weekend with Roman, and I told him I was gonna do it, and I went. She was chilling, and I was chilling. I was getting a drink, and I was like, "Yo, aliens real?" And she was like, "That's a great question." And I was like, "That's what I'm saying, right?"
it worked, man.
It worked.
It worked on her.
Because what are you gonna say to that? It's not even. I'm not even asking you out. I'm not even like asking you anything that's like I want to buy you a drink or I want to go dance with you or nothing. I'm just going. Let me prod your mind a little bit with an intellectual question. It fucking worked. Got her number. Just telling you.
Okay, so I'm trying to find his.
See? Just saying. You gotta hit him with the randomness. You gotta like go up, order a drink, and be like, "Yo, aliens are pretty cool. What do you think about Egypt? Like, what do you think about the Great Pyramids? How did they build them? You don't need a pickup line if you ask a random ass cool question. And if they turn around and walk away, somebody else heard you ask the question, and that other person's gonna go, "This is what I think," and you either make a friend or you get a number. It's like,
I mean, you know what? Like, it's like, or you walk up to a girl and you're like, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? And then she might say, I've never seen them. And then I'll be like, let's watch them. And I'll show you 1 through 6 and Rogue One.
Yeah, no, I don't know about all that, but
well, I'm saying that would work for me potentially.
No, I'm telling you, like if you have a throw him the fuck off, Roman.
Throw him off, yeah.
Like if you just walk up and you're like, "Are aliens real?" They'll be like, "Excuse me." Like, nah, I'm just shooting the shit. Like, I was having a debate with my buddy. You think aliens are real? Help me settle a bet.
I mean, that works, right?
Settled, of course they're real. But you get a conversation out of it. And possibly a number. See, Wonderlist gets it. Look.
Hit him with the.
Yo, you ever seen Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Yo, riddle me this. That's the other thing you say. Riddle me this. Yo, riddle me this. The Loch Ness Monster's real. Bigfoot's real. Riddle me this. Do you think the Bigfoot's real? They'd be like, first of all, he said, riddle me this, which is like something you never hear anybody say. Second of all, he's asking me a random ass question about a cryptid. They're going to be intrigued by you immediately.
And then you can tell them this. You can tell them about the time when you were in the forest.
I literally said last Saturday when we were at the bar, I literally said to a chick, "Yeah, I saw a UFO," and she was like, "No shit." And then I got her number. I'm not even fucking kidding, bro. Like, you just say some fucking shit, and like, if you can back it up, and I'm not even fucking bullshitting, because when you see it on my face, when I tell the story, I'm fucking real about it. It's very clear that I'm real about it. I'm just telling you. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. My dad.
Well, plesiosaurs, I mean, I believe that plesiosaurs and mosasaurs and things like that could absolutely still exist in the ocean. The thing is, I'm not sure they exist in a lock anymore, but they were describing a plesiosaur before a plesiosaur was actually discovered, like full skeleton and fossils. So, think what you will. But
I mean,
I'll believe that something existed there for sure.
That's what
Even
always
though people wanna
intrigued
say
me
that it
about.
didn't, but I just don't understand how you like. It's the same thing with Bigfoot. It's like, why is there pictures of Bigfoot all over the planet? And there was a land bridge. Everybody forgets about the land bridge. Matt, you remember the land bridge? Roman, you remember the land bridge?
The
Have you
land
forgot
bridge.
the land bridge.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I've heard.
Like, there was
I've
a
heard of that.
massive swath of land that connected North America to Europe,
Yeah.
or North America
Wasn't
to
that?
Asia. It was either North
Wasn't that
America
like?
to Asia or North America to Europe.
Yeah.
I'm
Wasn't
pretty
that
sure it was
like
North
all
America
the
to Europe.
that was when all the land was like connected as one, right? That was when we were like
No, that's
Pangea
Pangea.
or something.
No, nope. Pangea was before the dinosaurs.
Oh, okay.
Pangea is when it all split. It all split apart after Pangea. No, the land bridge. Look it up. The land
Yeah.
bridge, if I'm not mistaken, was from East Coast North America to West Coast Europe. I
Oh,
could
yeah,
be
no, I see it right
wrong.
here.
It could be from West Coast North America to East Coast Asia. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I looked up a picture. And honestly, I'm
Yeah.
going to be fucking disappointed with myself. I'm wrong, right?
I believe
Yeah,
this was it.
yeah, I should have fucking known better. No, it was a land bridge from North America to. It was across one of the oceans, bro. Connected with Alaska, right? Yeah, I had it the opposite. I was wrong.
Is this it right here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. I've heard this. I've heard about this. Yeah.
Yo, so that's what the Great Divide in Avatar is based on.
Ah.
Hold on, I want to get to this in a second, but
Yeah.
so that's how woolly mammoths were found on like North America and saber-toothed cats and things like that. Roman, I'm gonna tell you, yo, we're going to this place, dude. There's a river that's like 40 minutes away. I was talking to Nick the other night when we were hanging out at the clubhouse. You can just walk around in the fucking river and find saber-toothed cat teeth and like mosasaur bones and shit like that, bro. We're fucking going.
We have to.
We're fucking going and getting fossils, dude. Because I've done that in multiple different states. We're fucking doing that.
That'd be fun.
He already said he would go. He was
That
like,
would be
bro, I'll
fun.
go. I'm like, fucking bet. But yeah. So again, you guys think that humans didn't use this land bridge. Hence why there would be hieroglyphics in the fucking Grand Canyon, bro. Even if they're not in the Grand Canyon, hieroglyphics in North America. And like, let me respond to this. I mean, referring to what I said, haven't we explored more of space than our own ocean? I believe a lot exists down there. Yes, we have actually. Now, do you know about since we're on Monday Night Mayhem, and we've talked about Atlantis for quite a while, we could get back into it. We're kind of like going back and forth in and out of it, but here's something really interesting. There was a massive object that was detected by multiple navies. I think it was like a year or two ago, moving at the bottom of the ocean. Now, if you're an alien race or humans from the future, humans from the past, or interdimensional, whatever, studying us, we're pretty good at like looking at space. We're pretty shitty at looking at the water. So, like, if you can survive in space or you know, things like that, wouldn't it make the most sense to just have an underwater base that moves? Like a giant sand crawler from Star Wars that's just kind of walking along the bottom of the ocean that we can't get down to.
Yeah, because what scientists have said too is that we've only seen 5% of the ocean.
Well,
5%.
here's the other thing. How many times has the Navy brought up the point that when they see UFOs, the UFOs go, and they just go right into the water without a splash? Like they just, but they're often coming in and or out of the water. So having a massive sandcrawler from Star Wars just like walking around the bottom of the ocean, pretty fucking effective. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And they clocked it. Can you look that up? Can you look up the massive object that they clocked?
Yeah.
I mean, bro, there is a possibility this is the fucking Atlanteans. Like that's why this all comes back to this shit. What if the things that we were talking about with Crimson Muffler Tape earlier is the Atlanteans? You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So this is it right here. They found this picture.
I'll get to this in a second. All right.
So this is what I found. This is the picture. I saw this actually on my
It's a big ass shadow, right?
Look at that thing. It's 2.5 miles long.
Yeah, it's fucking massive.
That?
It's a moving base, bro. Here, let's full screen that. I'm gonna remove. Yeah, so that thing's freaking huge. U.S. Navy.
This thing's massive.
The U.S. Navy clocked this thing. It was moving.
What is that?
It's fucking moving.
What is this?
Like, who the fuck knows what it is, dude?
And here's my thing. Where's it going?
It's moving all over the place. It's a mobile base. Mobile base of operations. It's probably like a fucking Gungan city down there. They just pull the ship up. They pull the fucking ship up, and it just fucking lands in there, and they just go and like walk through the fucking little John. Yeah, and they're all clean. They're just vibing out, and they're like muy muy hata hata, like, and there's like a ton of Gungans in there.
To your point, what if it's the Atlanteans, and they're just moving?
That's what I'm fucking saying. Again, this brings it all back to Atlantis. So I wanna go into Wonderlist real quick. I speak about conspiracies a lot with my dad. She said, I believe that higher ups know more than said about what the ocean contains, searching space instead of fear. Great idea. Do you watch the Y-Files by any chance? Hold on. Hecklefish.
Fear the crab cat. Fear the crab cat.
Fear the crab cat.
I mean, you have to think about it like this too. It's like, what don't they want us knowing about the ocean?
It's not that they don't even want us knowing it. We don't fucking know. We literally can't do it. Unless here is actually what the scariest option is that all the shit that's freaking the Navy out is us. It's ours. That we just saw moving around is ours.
That's ours.
Like, that would be the fucking scariest shit to me. Because that means it ain't science. It ain't scientific. It's not shit like that. That's a mobile base, because when Illuminati fucking hits the fan, or whatever you want to call it, BlackRock, when BlackRock pulls their shit, that's where they're all going to go. They're all going to use alien tech to get down there. That would be the scariest shit to me.
Well,
fuck,
here is the thing, and I don't know if Wonderlist knows this or not, but I've talked about this with Roland actually back on our Ocean Madness Monday Night Mayhem. Our subs would get torn apart going down to the depths of the ocean that we would have to go to in order to see what's all down there.
The level, like, where the bloop was, like, clicked, like, that shit.
Like, how far down can we?
See, Wonderlist gets it. Wonderlist gets it. That would be the scariest. Is that they're not here studying, they're not here to take over and shit like that. They are us. Us now. Like, that would be the scary. Not us in the future, not us from the past, not interdimensional us, not interdimensional beings, not aliens, us now. That to me would be the scariest shit. Because we are fucking retarded.
You're not wrong.
Like, if it's like Illuminati us, dude. If it's Bohemian Grove, motherfuckers, we're done. Dunzo. They'll just be like, nuke them. We'll just stay down here like the Mosasaurus. They probably have it being pulled by 2 Mosasaurus. You know what I'm fucking saying? Like,
what if they're all in cahoots? What if they're all, like, working together? The Y-Files, yeah.
You got to watch the Y-Files. The Y-Files is amazing.
The fact that the ocean gets higher in pressure the deeper you go down just adds on to the struggle of figuring it all out. Yeah.
So, actually, we can figure out space, but we can't figure out that pressure. Weird. However, the objects that do come in and out of the ocean, they're 100% like just not making any displacement upon the water. They're just going whoop, whoop. There's no splash. There's no ripple.
They just go in, but there's no.
They just phase through it. They just phase through it. That's what every single person that's ever seen that has described. They just go whoop, no splash, no sound, nothing. And
I think it's also because we don't have the technology to go down deep into the ocean without our subs getting all torn apart.
We have the technology to survive space, brother. But we can't survive the pressure of the ocean. Weird. I'm just saying weird. Weird. Where the fuck is what's her name? That's another clip we need to make. Fucking Snow White bitch.
I mean, didn't we send a probe to Mars, but we can't go deep into the ocean?
Yo, Wonderlist is my biggest fan. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we really did. But so
I think she is.
So let's bring it back a little bit. Back to Atlantis. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
There goes gravity.
So anyway.
Wait. Did you see that on August 6th, we're losing gravity for 7 seconds?
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, there was some like report about that or something.
Shut the fuck up. No,
You didn't see that?
No, we're not.
Hold on.
No, we're not. You can't predict that. Did you know in 2012 the world was going to end, Roman? Shut the fuck up about. Do you know? Have you read Chainsaw Man, dude? The fucking Falling Devil, bro. The Falling Devil. All the Falling Devil needed was 30 seconds, bro.
I mean, listen, it made it in.
If you're not
it
inside,
into Vice, bro.
Fucked. If you're not inside, you're fucked. Shut up.
It made it into Vice, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
That rumor made it into Vice.
Oh wow, yeah. The Paragon,
I'm just saying.
Wonderlist. That actually wasn't a big spoiler. That's why I said it. Yeah, the Paragon of information that is Vice News. Thank you, Roman.
I'm just saying. Don't be surprised if you don't hear from me again after August 7th when we all lose gravity. Okay?
I actually believe more in the 2030 one.
What's the 2031?
Judging by the fact that the way our sun is acting, if you guys wake up in 2030 and the sky's red, just go get high and wait for it.
How is that?
Yeah, because that would be micronova.
Is it a flare?
Micronova.
Oh, a micronova.
So a micronova wouldn't actually destroy the planet, but it would EMP us, and the amount of EMP that would hit us would pretty much melt all the poles, which would just cause mass flooding. And then it would, within 7 hours, we'd be underwater at least where we're at, like ocean level underwater. And if you don't have a boat, the water then would recede at 7 feet per second, I believe.
What?
So, yeah, if you wake up one day and the sky's red and the sun's red, just do your thing, bro. I mean, hang out with your family, but do your thing, because it's a micronova. It's not supposed, it is a possibility that it happens. I'm not a doomsday prepper. Even a doomsday prepper wouldn't be able to survive that. You'd have to have a boat with a 2-stroke engine, and you'd have to have it ready to go just in case. And you'd have to let it recede because the waters would recede. So, even how far we are now, keep in mind, chat, we're a couple hours from the beach. So the water, we would have to let it recede all the way to the beach and ride it all the way there. And then turn the 2-stroke motor on and pull back and drive all the way back as far as you could. And that's how you'd have to survive it.
Huh.
Space weather news, baby. But
by
also,
the way,
no, there is a lot of different things. I know it's kind of nihilistic, but you want to talk about doomsday shit. I mean, that's the one that I just go, I don't give a fuck at this point. Like, if I wake up one morning, the sun's red, I'm just going to go, all right. Oh, yeah, nothing's turning on. We're EMP'd. Yep, all right.
I mean, it's basically a wrap, right?
Let me sit back and smoke a fat stogie.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
There's nothing that we can do, right?
Yeah, what the fuck else are you gonna do at that point?
How long?
Can help you?
Well, no, but I'm saying, how long do you have at that point? Like maybe like a couple hours before like the Earth is like flooded.
Yeah, pretty much. Like less.
Would it be the whole world?
Yeah, like less than 24 hours. It wouldn't be the whole world. You would have to get to Wyoming within like 6 hours. And you have to get to a first point. You have to get to the very middle of the country within like a couple hours. And that's assumed. That's assumed. That's not even necessarily true. Like Panama, gone.
So Panama is just gone. Most of the U.S. is gone then, or just most of the East Coast?
Gone. Most of North America's gone. Most of Europe's gone. Europe's gone first, actually.
That's crazy.
England's the first to go. The first major country to go. But then you have to think that it's also coming from the south. So it's coming up and coming down. So
that's
yeah, the poles are melting within a couple hours, if that happens.
A micronova is just a big solar
Dryas event again, bringing it back to Atlantis, baby. Younger Dryas event. That's what the fuck happened. And look at Göbekli Tepe. Look at Karahan Tepe. Look at some of these other locations that are megalithic locations. Like the one in China, all of these places they had full-on cities built into underground mountains with aqueducts and full-on fucking sewage and plumbing and like air vents and filtration. Like they built it as if they knew we're gonna need a bunker meant for a city.
Why would they do that?
Why would they do that? I don't know. There might have just been some people and some spinning wheels in the sky that told them they might have to look out.
Those would probably sell cheaper. Last sale for life.
Nah, they'd be all dead. They get jumped immediately.
I mean, if you wake up and like the sky is red, there's gonna be people that just like riot, bro. Me, I'm just chilling with my family and I'm just enjoying the last moments that we have. Just there'd be people that would try to.
I'll probably just set a tree in my front yard, and if anybody comes towards my house, I'll just jump down with my sword and get them. Yeah.
Now, would the sky be red for the whole time, or only when the micronovas? Oh, damn.
Well, it would only be while the micronova is happening, but eventually it would likely. The micronova would also likely fuck with the ionosphere, the magnetosphere. So, yeah, it would probably be all messed up. Like, you'd be seeing some crazy shit in the sky. Like, it would look like some nutty shit. Like, so, remember in Clone Wars where there's like the fucking beams that all go up in the end of season 1 when they're on when they go on an Iego and they meet the angel?
Yep.
Yeah. That. You'd be seeing shit like that just because it's just like it's lightning. And lightning would also be shooting down all over the place.
That sounds like
I'm not even
2012.
fucking kidding, bro. Like this is really what would happen.
That would just come from the sun. That would just come from
Sounds a
the
lot
sun.
like Sodom and Gomorrah, doesn't it?
It does. So the sun has acted up before plenty of times. It's just we just kind of leave it because we think, oh, it's not going to act up again in our lifetimes. But what if it does?
It's acting up right now. This big winter storm that just hit us. Guys, look into it. Chat, look into it. It's all being affected by the sun. I know. Sun's big, hot, ball of fire. But it's fucking with our magnetosphere right now. And that's causing winter storms. There's also 2 holes in said magnetosphere.
Well,
and they are pulling particles in a spiral. Look it up.
Whatever happened to the 3i Atlas?
It dipped. There's another one though.
Another one?
Mm-hmm.
Now, wasn't the 3i Atlas chilling behind the sun for a little bit?
Longer than it should have been, yeah.
Yeah. And then they found that there was a giant hole or something.
In what?
The sun.
Well,
I showed you that.
There's always coronal holes in the sun, but there was a massive sunspot. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
That sunspot hit us. That was the one that shut down all the systems from Amazon a couple of months ago.
Right. Because if you guys noticed, technology's been weird the last few months. That's probably because of the sun.
It's not probably, it is. Like, people don't realize that, like, what everybody subscribe to Space Weather News, watch it every day. It's a 3-minute video that he posts every morning from an astronomer. And he just pays attention to the sun. Worth it. Because he's right. He'll be saying some shit, and then I'll see it on the news on 5 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, shit.
So the sun has done what it's doing now before, right? It's just doing it more frequently.
The sun at the end of the day would be the reason for the Younger Dryas event, which would also be the reason for
Atlantis sinking.
See, you guys, we can always bring it back. Let's go.
We always can bring it back. Which brings me to...
Well, that's where the Rickott structure is.
See?
You want to get lost in the middle of nowhere?
Want to get enlightened in the middle of nowhere?
There you go. Want to get enlightened in the middle of nowhere? I do. I would love to get enlightened in the middle of nowhere.
I mean,
specifically in North Africa.
No, but I'm saying like people are worried about like nuclear fallout and such. I'm worried about if like the sun decides to if the sun decides to EMP us or something. Like,
yeah, bro, World War III, at least I'm probably gonna get like Spartan armor or something, like. But like the sun will just go, and we're just like, I
mean, we don't. There's nothing that we have that could stop.
What?
Like a mega, or like a what, or like whatever you call it, like a mega flare, right?
A what?
That thing that makes the sky red a mega flare.
A micronova.
Micronova, sorry.
A supernova would be the sun would like get really fucking huge and then go like this.
And then blow up. And it'll blow up, right?
But we wouldn't even make it that far. The sun only needs to Bro, walk outside. You feel the heat on your skin when the sun's out? Yeah, that sun gets a little bit bigger, you're gonna be burning. So we would not even be alive. Even if we were vibing out on the outskirts of the solar system, we still wouldn't even be alive to see it get that big. Wouldn't happen. Every planet would be incinerated.
What if you're underground in a bunker?
The planet is incinerated, bruv.
Yeah, damn.
It literally eats you. It gets big enough like this, and it goes like this. And then it sits there for a while. And then it goes like the freaking Death Star. And yes, I said death on purpose.
The micronova, though, scares the hell out of me because that one's like a slow and like impending death, whereas like a supernova,
that one doesn't even affect us because that's just it getting smaller. And then it just goes.
No, but the micronova would like melt the
bright red. If you ever wake up in the morning and the sun's bright red, we're fucked. There's
been times where like the sun.
Let's try to turn the TV on, and if the TV doesn't work, we're fucked. In fact, you're probably waking up to people bursting into your house trying to steal shit.
There's times where like so for context, there is a switch that I have in my room.
Wait, what made you jump? When I went,
there's a switch that I have in my there's a switch that I have in my room that turns on all of my electricity, and if I choose to turn it off, I can't turn anything on. So there's this one night that I went to bed, and I guess my mom turned off like the switch or something before she left, thinking that it was my light switch, and I go to turn on my TV. It doesn't turn on. and dude, my phone's dead. So like nothing that like I own is like working, and I was freaking the hell out. And it took me going out into the kitchen to see that the clock was on. I thought we got like EMP'd or something. I was scared.
Is she referring to the one?
This one?
You're going to get lost in the middle.
Want to get enlightened in the middle of nowhere?
You want to get enlightened in the middle of nowhere, Roland? Do you want to get enlightened in the middle of nowhere, Roland?
You're going to end up in the shed tonight.
Huh, God damn it. Somebody needs to get him some pussy.
Somebody needs to, yes, both of them. Oh, sorry. This one will not make you jump.
I'm rubbing peanut butter on my cock.
That one will not make you jump.
Smooth or crunchy?
Smooth, homie. Anyway, so I wanted to ask you, do you think that it's a possibility that if there is an Atlantis now, our government knows it and they're like working with them in some way?
I wouldn't say they're working with them. I wouldn't say that they even have contact with them. I'd say if they do exist, they just know that there is an existence of something, and they just could assume it's probably called something like Operation Atlantis or Project Atlantis.
Yeah.
Something like that. Well, you know what? You need to go on timeout, okay? Go sit in the corner and think about what you've done. I'm kidding. I can't stay mad at you, Wonderless. You're too good.
Do you have any other words of wisdom, Roland?
Other than sitting in the corner and thinking about what you've done? No, not really. You could sit on the stairs. My parents used to tell me to go sit on the stairs. That was worse. They're like, go sit on the stairs. No higher up than the third step. You're like, I don't want to sit on the third step. Third step. Sit there until I tell you you can't sit there no longer. Think about it. It was good. It was effective.
If you go up Roland's steps, you have to watch your head. I've hit my head on his ceiling like 40 times.
Yeah, there's like a little goblin. He'll smack you on the head if you don't watch your head. It's crazy, dude. He's really cool, though. His name's Gimli.
Goblin's named Gimli? Yeah, no. All your cousins were running past you and having fun while you sob on the step.
Well, I didn't grow up Mexican, so I didn't have all the cousins in my house, but I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I only made that joke because of Rolando. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, YouTube. No, I'm an only child, so it actually was worse because it was just my mom and me at home all day. And she would be like, go sit on the steps. And then I'd sit on the steps and I'd hear like, and I'd be like, my dad's home. He'd walk in and be like, why are you on the steps? I'd be like, it's comfy. Like, I'm wonderless. We gotta have some fun here. Come on. Gotta have some fun.
Bro.
Listen, the Atlanteans were not put on the steps. In fact, they built the steps. In fact, they probably built pyramids. Now, how do you build pyramids, Ron? See, I can bring it back. We're going back.
I can tell you. So first you have to start by mapping them out on a set of blueprints, right?
I have a huge family too. I'm just an only child in this family. But I'm also the oldest cousin, so pain in the ass with like 15 fucking younger ones.
Wait,
I love
Michael's
him
older than you, isn't he? Isn't Michael older than you?
He's adopted. He married in. His family married in. I was the oldest cousin until I was like 12.
You're the oldest blood cousin.
I'm the oldest blood cousin.
Yeah. Yeah.
The oldest new.
The oldest new.
The oldest new.
Isn't that kind of an oxymoron? You are the oldest new.
Yeah, it is actually an oxymoron.
You're the oldest new.
Fish are fine. Fish are good. I assume he's talking about my fish tank. He might not be, because of the storm. Fish are good. Fish are good.
Thankfully, we didn't have a crazy amount of ice here. It was.
I didn't lose anybody, so
we got lucky. We got lucky. How much snow did we get? Like 7 inches, 8.
Yeah, 7 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cammy didn't lose power either. I got intel from Cammy's sister that he also did not lose power, which is good. I did dig out his grandma across the street though with my pops.
That was
even though he shouldn't have been fucking shoveling.
I mean, listen, Roland was decked out, bro. He had all that gear on.
Yo, Roman, hold on. Do you want me to? I'll send you the video. You want to play it? It's in the Discord. Fucking play it.
I'll play it on Discord. Roland was decked out, bro.
Dude, you turn it down though because it does have music on it.
That's fine.
Jesus Christ. Guys,
I mean, you looked
I was lit, yo, I had my fucking Halo jacket on from Mustard Brand. Guys, check out Mustard Brand if you want really high quality clothes that are like based off of video games or movies. They got like jackets and t-shirts and pants and all this other shit. They look like actual casual wear, but based on movies and anime and video games. Like I got the Halo jacket on in this video. It's fucking dope, and it is so high quality. $300, but worth.
This is high
I'll never
quality.
need another. I will never need another jacket. This thing's fucking amazing.
This is high quality content creation.
Pescatarians aren't real.
All right. Look at my homie here.
You have it muted? You have to mute it.
Yeah. All right. You weren't wearing any gloves, dog. How?
I took them off. Right, exactly. There we go. That's my new operator skin, bro. I just unlocked that shit. I had to complete the battle pass for that. It was difficult.
How many loyalty quests?
You know what? Y'all are gonna call me gay. You know I look cool though. Fuck you. You know I look cool. I know you know I look cool.
How many loyalty quests did you have to pass?
So I'll be honest with you. When I looked down, I was about to fall back, and then I was like, my pocket's not clipped. So if I fall back, the speaker is gonna get soaked. So I didn't do it. But I was about to just like fall back in the snow. But I didn't do it.
You should have though.
I should have. I totally fucking should have. But
that's a crazy conspiracy theory. We should make that for next year. Pescatarians are indeed real.
Dude, I'm gonna make a song called that. It's gonna sound
Fish
like
off.
Yo, it's gonna sound like Suicide Boys, but it's gonna be called Pescatarians Aren't Real. Pescatarians aren't real and all my shit. Oh,
that sounds like my old fish aren't animals type of, an argument. Oh,
fucking start.
By the way, Roland, we were vindicated. We called it on episode 77 of the Roland cast. It just got confirmed. It just got confirmed that Helen Keller.
Pescatarians aren't real, featuring Skrillex.
It just got confirmed that Helen Keller was not real.
Dude, I know. Helen Keller's not real, dude.
We are vindicated. We told everybody that.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of pissed off that Jelly Roll's not fat anymore. Can't make fun of his dumbass.
He got skinny.
Yeah. Change your name now, bitch. Twinkie.
No, he should
be
like he should be like Thin Mint now or something.
Yeah. The homie Thin
Mint. He definitely still smells though, for sure. He smells.
Dude, there's a couple rolls left, like for sure. There's a couple rolls left. Like he's definitely still a little smelly. He's still not as smelly as Post Malone though.
But out of these three, who are the smelliest?
Juice WRLD,
Jelly Roll, Post Malone, or Boogie?
Fucking Boogie, dude. We're getting off topic here.
No.
How does Boogie relate to Atlantis, Roman?
Because what if they wanted to be more advanced because they looked into the future and saw that he was going to be a human being, that someone gave birth to him, and they were like, we have to avoid this at all costs.
Well, clearly they fucking failed. Jesus Christ, dude. I'm not used to this level of scrutiny.
I'm not used to this level of scrutiny.
How do it do? All right, Roman, I want to hear some of your fucking opinions on Atlantis. That's the one thing you have not given me what you are super interested in about it.
I want to know.
I've given you a whole ton of like where I'm coming from. Give me where you're coming from.
So I always wondered about this because I've heard for many years that they had this elite navy, this like elite fighting force. What I'm really interested in is their training methods and how they got to be that like elite fighting force. Like I'm thinking about.
So it's actually assumed that they were made up of like other races from like the Mediterranean area and the African area. Like so like Egyptians mixed with like Romans, Greeks, Spartans, that type of shit. Created, commingled, ended up on these islands.
Yeah, so
So from there, continue.
Yeah, so here's kind of my thing, something that I'm thinking about. It's like because you had to think about it like this, right? So when you're taught something, someone has to teach you that thing. So if the Atlanteans were the greatest for their time, if they were the greatest fighting force on Earth, who taught the people that taught them? Which I think could lend a theory to that there were other beings that helped them, because I don't think that you learn how to be that like elite of an army without some sort of higher up teaching you that. Because from what I've heard and seen, the Atlanteans were like the greatest army ever like made or something like close to that. They were like
No, not necessarily. No,
but they were like up there though.
well, excuse me. They were considered to be an extremely strong navy, but they
Right.
weren't necessarily considered to be a strong army. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it was Plato, right? Plato was the uncle or grandfather of Aristotle. Am I wrong?
Plato was the grandfather of okay, so he was
Somebody's uncle or grandfather was the one that went to Atlantis and came back and told him all about it. That's why I had you bring that up in the first place.
Lausuon via Paracetion.
Yeah,
Lausuon
was it Solomon?
Solon, yes.
Solon. Yeah, and Solon was the uncle, grandfather, something like that.
Uncle, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Solon went there, Solon came back. Solon talked about everything they did. He said they had technology that he couldn't understand, which was things like we explained: aqueducts, locks, canals, running water. They obviously used hydro every some way, but they also had the eternal flame, which most of this information was probably actually written down but lost in the Library of Alexandria, which we can do an entire show on that at some point. That'd be great. But the Romans destroyed the Library of Alexandria, which is why we no longer have the eternal flame, yada yada. But Salon comes back, and he speaks of this race of like seafaring people that are warriors, and they're basically like Mediterranean Vikings, but they're not complete assholes. And not to say the Vikings were, but I mean, they were warfaring. They weren't very like put together. These guys were an entire race, but they were way more advanced. They had toilets that flushed. Like, that's the type of shit that was like advanced, you know, for back in the day.
Yeah, and something that you have to think about too is that like it's kind of what I brought up a couple of minutes ago. Someone had to teach them how to build all of that stuff. Unless they just got like epiphanies out of nowhere. Someone had to show them how to build all of that stuff. Just like how Roland said earlier with those, you know, lines that were like perfectly built or that were like perfectly drawn. Someone had to have shown them in the,
Yeah,
you
the
know,
Nazca lines.
yes, yeah. Someone had to show them exactly where to like draw them at. Like it's someone has to teach them that you know type of stuff. Someone has like I don't think that I don't think that the Atlanteans just woke up one day and were like, we know how to build a toilet. They had to be taught that. But they were in their minds advanced enough to comprehend that knowledge. I think that's how they were advanced was like that. That was how they were. It wasn't that they had like the technology. They had an understanding that humans at that time, hell, even humans now probably didn't get.
Exactly.
So that's
you want to hear something cool? The Romans figured out aqueducts a couple hundred years later. Like,
yeah. But it all goes back to
Babylon had them though, like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Shouldn't have been possible. They were real though. And if you go by the lore, Babylon was incongruent with, or not incongruent, was congruent with Atlantis.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
stuff here, peeps.
I
again, highly recommend you guys watch the Y-Files.
Yeah. And I think personally that you have to think about it. We can do some every
I can do hypotheticals all the time, dude.
Yeah, we can make that like a roller roam thing. We can like, you know, do that. But the thing with Atlantis that I think is just really cool, I think there's still this is me. There's no I mean, there's probably some like evidence of it, but I think that they're still out there now and they're just doing their thing. They're probably a lot more advanced now than they were at their
like
highest.
the thumbnail or like the movie, The Lost Kingdom.
Yep.
You think they're just in an underground cavern vibing? You think it literally sunk?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I think they're just vibing like under the water. That's just like my own point of view.
I've been under the water, just in a cavern.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I think that they're just vibing somewhere though, for sure. I think that they just are just kind of seeing like, we don't want to get involved with this, but wouldn't it be shocking if in like, you know, 100 years they just like their city just like comes up and they're like, we're here now. Like,
well, that's why I said I think the most terrifying thing would be like if it was just us. I'd rather it be Atlanteans.
Here's a thought. What if the Atlanteans? What if they got their hands on time travel?
That's what I'm saying. You know what? I'm gonna listen, but indulge this point while I go and take a piss.
I mean, here's the thought, people. Like, okay, going back to their time now, right? So, what if the Atlanteans knew that their demise was imminent? They prepped to make a city, like a cavern that they could chill in and vibe in, right? What if they know everything that's gonna happen, and that's why they haven't revealed themselves yet? And to Roland's point earlier, where people have seen UFOs going into the water, what if they're going home to Atlantis? What if Atlantis is home base? What if everything, like 90% of the secrets that we have, lie in Atlantis? What if it's not a kingdom that was lost to time, but purposely lost? What if the world governments know about Atlantis but choose to not say anything about it? Think about it. If the Atlanteans have this advanced knowledge that we don't have, by now they have time travel for sure. But what if they were warned by a higher being of their imminent demise? And then with that knowledge, they saved themselves. And they've been watching us for thousands of years. They're still humans, but they're just advanced to the point that they have um that they've gotten to a higher level of consciousness than we have. Some that y'all should think about is that, because I think that is a very interesting thought process. Is like the Atlanteans know what's going to happen to them because they're being told, and then now, dare I say, they have their hands on time travel. And that's my own point of view. They've had it for hundreds of years now. Ever since what if they allowed Ben Franklin to discover electricity? To see what we would do with it. What if they yo what if the Atlanteans are the freaking Templars? What if they are like the 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 beacons that let everything happen? They know what's gonna happen, but they don't interfere. They just sometimes add little wrinkles in there. What if? No, listen, man. Ben Franklin was doing some stuff, man. He's one of my heroes. He founded the first public library. He invented the monocle. I think he also invented glasses, so I'm able to see because of him. But no, what if the Atlanteans are like the keepers of like the future? Like they essentially own time. Not literally, but what if they know everything that's gonna happen? because Roland and I were talking on the phone a couple of days ago, and we think it's possible that, like, God and the aliens are working in conjunction with each other. What's to stop the aliens from telling the Atlanteans what God's planning? They were too smart to get wiped out. I don't buy it. They allowed themselves to go underground so that we couldn't find them. That's why they dipped. So that us monkeys couldn't find them. That's what I think about. They knew that if they lived among us, that we would try to get all of their technology and all of their wisdom. So because of that, they knew that their time on the surface was up. I'm not saying that they didn't get collapsed or wiped out. What I'm saying is that they took it as an opportunity to avoid interacting with the rest of humanity because they were probably told what we were going to turn into, and they didn't want to deal with that. I think Atlanteans are like some sort of bearers. That's my own personal point of view.
What?
All right, bro. Bifocals are the same thing with glasses, bro. They're pretty much the same.
No, they're not.
They're close.
They're not. Close. They're in the way that they help you see. Sure. They're not the same thing. Bifocals are a different type of glass.
Did you hear my theory, though? I think that the Atlanteans control time. I think they have access to time travel, and they know.
How would they gain that?
I think that they were given. I think that they were given access to time travel by extraterrestrials.
Why would extraterrestrials require time travel?
Because
why would they need it to begin with?
I don't think that they need it.
They're already where they need to be. Clearly, if they're traveling extraterrestrially, then why would they require time travel?
I don't think that they acquired it for themselves. I think that they gave it to the Atlanteans.
Why?
So that the Atlanteans... Hear me out here. Okay. I think that they gave it to the Atlanteans so that the Atlanteans could see what we were going to turn into and then try to avoid us at all costs.
Yeah, but why? That would affect them the same way. Like, if we started fucking with time, you think time is only relative to Earth? Like, no, it would affect them too. Why would they give it to some monkeys that can't even figure out nuclear technology?
But I think that the Atlanteans can, though. I think that's why they. I think that's why they would trust them with it because I think that the Atlanteans. Because I think that there's.
What's the point, though? They just went, here you go.
Kind of like keys to the kingdom.
Why?
Like that.
But why?
Because they're the only monkeys that they could trust. That's my view.
But why would they have to give it up in the first place?
I don't think they would have to give it up. I think that they would choose.
Why would they give it to some random? Would you give a random homeless person? Would you give a monkey a Glock 9?
If I knew that monkey was an Atlantean, yes.
No, you.
If I knew it was an Atlantean, yes. If it was some rando, no. No, of course not. But if it was an Atlantean,
why would they do that? Why would they do that? It doesn't make sense.
Because they can't, because the ETs probably are off doing other things, so they probably trust the time travel.
Well, why would they want to literally give it to us in the first place? What incentive do they have other than just say, fuck up time? Like, what other incentive do they have? To just randomly give us time travel? To see what the fuck happens? We could go back and murder all of them.
Maybe they're the only humans that they trust with it.
Why though?
Because they're higher. Because they're higher.
What is the
advanced them
incentive?
To not let time travel get into the hands of normal humans.
Then why give it to anybody?
Yeah, that's where my theory kind of gets stomped out a little bit. Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, glasses and bifocals are different. Bifocals are a type of glasses, but they have two.
Good morning.
Glasses or bifocals are different. Bifocals are a type of glasses, but they have two foci. Foci.
Two foci, yeah.
Foci, yeah, that's how you say it. But yeah, I was just you told me to expound upon my theory, so I was just doing that while you were gone, and I was just wrapping up my whole point. But
well, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty solid one.
But I have no evidence for that basis. I was just letting my head go. I was letting my mind go a little bit. But
I just don't see where I just don't quite correctly see where it comes in that way.
Like, my mind was just.
I can't. I can't see the point of why they would give time travel to something else. You get what I'm saying? Like, why would they decide, well, we're just going to give time travel to these fucking idiots? Just to fuck around and find out? Because that could totally backfire on you. Like, you wouldn't give nuclear launch codes and machine guns to monkeys. You get what I'm saying?
Right, but it kind of goes to when Mofla was here, kind of like our point that we were talking about earlier, though, about how, like, what if the extraterrestrials were, like, working synonymously along with the Atlanteans, and then
yeah, but they wouldn't. They still wouldn't give the technology up, bro. We work synonymously with other countries, and we don't give them our tech.
The only thing that I can think of, right? But the reason that I have this theory is because I think, just in my theory, maybe that the ETs viewed the Atlanteans as a higher form of monkey than like you and me, that they wouldn't let the technology get corrupted, if you knew what I meant. But I get where your hurdle is at, though. Why would they give that up? Right. Yes. You're right about that. Like, that's.
It doesn't make sense. Like, you wouldn't get, like, that is like the end all be all technology. You would not just give that away. Because I want to see what the monkeys can do with it. Would never happen. It just wouldn't.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I Is there anyone else in chat? No. Damn. We got 8 though watching. Hello. I also wanted to quickly say hi to all of the new people. We have some new people here. So yeah, hi. We have like 15 new people here. So hi. Welcome.
New people here. What are you talking about? Where?
On Friday we had like 45 subs. Now we have like 60 subs. Remember when Drunk 3PO came in the chat?
Yeah, no, I forgot. Yeah, of course I know, but you're talking like they're in the chat right now, dude.
No, but I'm saying some of them are probably watching. It depends on how the time travel works. Because if it's parallel time on stuff, then it's not. Yeah, no, true. It's a good point. It was just a theory that I had. That's all.
Yeah.
I was just trying to engage with the Atlanteans being advanced, but
Well, they're definitely advanced, but I don't think they're time travel advanced. I mean, the time distortion's completely different than time travel.
what is time distortion?
Time distortion. Time distortion would be like the fact that there was a UFO that was clocked in Florida that ended up in the North Pole like 30 seconds later. That's time distortion. It dragged itself there. It went, I want to go to this point, and it pulled itself to that point through gravitational means, likely through element 151. And like that is time distortion. Whereas time manipulation is completely different. That would be pausing time, speeding up time, slowing time. But time distortion is just moving from one point to another or doing something faster. So, like, the Flash would be time distortion.
Yes. That is
but
what
he
the Flash
can
does.
also do time manipulation when he's more powerful. You get what I'm saying?
And in certain cases, he can time travel. But yes.
Yes. But
yes.
that is time manipulation, though. That's not time distortion.
Right. Yes, but he can do both though. But yes, yeah. Yes. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Time dilation right there as well. Time dilation is a real and observed phenomenon. Basically, the faster you are, or the more gravitational influence you are under, the more fast or slow time flows. Fact. Absolute fact. And that is also what I'm talking about when I say time distortion. Yeah, it's dilation by mass.
Time dilation by mass.
I just say time distortion because it's better for layman terms. But no, Crimson just explained it perfectly. Thank you, Crimson.
Time dilation by mass. Okay, yeah.
There's actually an equation for it too.
Yeah, I'm not smart enough to solve that. I barely passed algebra.
It's not hard to solve.
School. What is it? Is it M?
M equals
is it M?
squared.
M equals MC squared. Yeah.
M equals MX plus B.
We actually have to readjust all our GPS values because they end up off by a fraction of a second every year because of how far away from Earth's surface they are. Huh. Interesting.
Yep. Truth.
So then is our time not really our time then? Like, is it not 10:54 right now? It's like 10:54 in like 2 seconds.
No, time is still our time because it's a human construct.
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking to myself, like,
Well, it's a human construct. Like we don't have. How else would we have time if it wasn't a human construct?
I mean, if you want to think about it, Earth
and time both exist on their own, but we give them numbers.
Right, but like I'm gonna say, Earth regulates itself with time naturally because
Earth regulates itself on its own. Earth right now could just go fuck you and just fart and kill us all.
What I mean is that we have day and nighttime. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, Crimson. That's what I just said. I said we gave them numbers.
Time is not a human construct, and measuring time is a human construct.
That's basically what
what I'm saying is that we have day and night. That's natural time. That's like passing by. So, but it's kind of like to your point. What humans did is that we just put numbers on it. Like we made it easier to tell time. But before the numbers, we had the sundial. So, which was like which was like the first. Yeah, which was like the first. That was the first actual clock.
Well, not really, but yeah.
What was the first actual clock then, if it wasn't the sundial?
Google it right now.
Hold on.
Pretty sure there was another form of clock before that.
The first functioning.
No, just the first clock. Sundials are extremely old.
It was indeed the sundial.
I was gonna say sundial's extremely old. It could be the sundial, but then there's what
it was. It was 15 to 1600 BCE. That was
yeah.
That was when
probably older. Probably older if you subscribe to the younger Dryas.
What year did the younger Dryas happen?
Google it.
Hold on. The younger Dryas occur. Okay, let's see. Okay, 12,900 to 11,600 years ago, plunging the northern hemisphere back into near glacial cold and dry conditions. So essentially, the Ice Age. It lasted for roughly 1,200 to 1,300 years, halting the warming trend that was occurring after the last Ice Age. Oh, okay. Cool. So that's when it happened. All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, chat. I don't know if Roland is planning to get off here in a couple minutes. I don't know if he wants to keep on talking.
I think what we'll do here is well, we can end it with one of the songs again. We'll do that.
That's fine with me, man. You want to end it with one of our songs? That works.
All right, hold on. Give me a second.
I am holding on, Holmes. I'm holding on.
I gotta do the same thing that I did last time, right? So I gotta pull it up, do all this other shit.
That's fine, though.
Shut up. Not you. You. Here's the outro.
I want to say really fast, I love you, chat. And thank you all for watching.
Yeah, for real. You guys rock. It's been a phenomenal show tonight. And I think we'll have a great one next month when we talk about the Book of Enoch. And that'll be really cool. That's going to get real That's gonna get real out there, real woo woo, fucking crazy shit.
And we will see you guys on Wednesday for Fictionology.
Yeah. Let me share screen real quick. Pull this up and then pull this down. Meow. Meow. Oop. Is it this one? There we go. This should work. Roman, if you don't hear this, let me know. All right, folks. We'll leave you with the outro song. Y'all have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you on Friday night for another Rollo Rumcast. Much love. Stay safe in the storm. Keep being skeptical. And keep observing and checking out the cool shit. All right, you stick with it.
Yo, I ain't saying it's aliens, but come on, bro, look. We got pyramids aligned tighter than a math book. Stone blocks stacked up, 40 tons each. Drag miles through the desert with no trucks or streets. Tell me how they carve granite with no steel tools. Perfect symmetry, man, our ancestors weren't fools. Go Beckley tape me standing 12,000 years deep. When history said farmers barely figured out wheat. Face on Mars looking back with a cosmic grin. Either nature got jokes or somebody checked in. Sources in the sky, tic-tacs on the Navy cam. Congress whispering like, yeah, they here, fam. They been here watching, hidden in plain sight. In the ruins, in the stars, in the black of the night. From Atlantis to the moon, man, the story runs tight. Open up your third eye, get your vision right. Roswell crash land, government locked it down. Weather balloon, man, y'all joking around. Files redacted, truth always under wraps. X, Y, JFK ain't coming back from that lapse. Nazis in Antarctica with sources on deck. Operation High Jump, yeah, what they detect. Even NASA slip up with a glitch in the feed. And a bright orb dipping quick at impossible speed. My dude, ancient texts talk about guys from the sky. Wings of fire in the clouds, people watching them fly. Could be myths or maybe tech described in disguise. But history got receipts if you read between lines. They've been here watching, hidden in plain sight. In the ruins, in the stars, in the black of the night. From Atlantis to the moon, man, the story runs tight. Open up your third eye, get your vision right. Yeah, now I'm not saying every light is ET, that's cap, but too much smoke for there not to be a spark in the gap. From the Dogon star maps to Ezekiel's will, prophets probably saw tech they couldn't conceal. We just ants in the yard, they the kid with the lens, shining beams down, checking on us now and again. Maybe watching civilizations rising and fall, maybe warning us before we nuke it all. I ain't paranoid, bro, I just reading the signs. Truth ain't on the surface, gotta dig in the minds. So before you roll your eyes, just ask yourself, that's why the universe so big if we the only who exist. They've been here watching, hidden in plain sight. In the ruins, in the stars, in the black of the night. From Atlantis to the moon, man,